Welcome to the Ed Show. We are coming to you from the African American Museum and Archive Studio. I'm Ed Pons, your host. Today we're going to have Mr. Dennis DeRusse from 911. We'll be talking about the smartphone and other events. Welcome to the show,
Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Dennis.
Nice to be here.
Tell us about the things that is going on with 911.
Well, right now with 911, we have a lot of different things going on. One of the main things that's been concerning us has been the fact of people doing away with their home landline phones, their regular old-time home phones, like I used to call them.
Is that good or bad?
Well, it's a double-edged sword. It's good if you get away from that and keep your cell phone due to economic reasons. Why pay two phone bills? For 911 purposes, it's bad. So that's why I'm saying that's why we're here today, trying to talk with y'all and pass out some information. Is a lot of people nowadays think that technology, of course, is great. And we know that by the time you buy even a new smartphone today, by next week they got a bigger and better one out on the market. It's growing so much. But in the 911 field, the technology has not been able to keep pace with the regular business field. On a landline phone, we can tell where you're calling from because it displays on our screens your name, your address, and what police or fire department to send to you. A cell phone, all we get is the location of the tower and your phone number. We do not get any information about who to send help to or where. A lot of people just think, well, I can just dial 911 on my cell phone. They know exactly where I'm at. That's incorrect. We do not always know where you're located. And of course, I know we only have a few minutes here this morning, but to kind of make it short and sweet, it's so many factors in that cell phone signal getting to the 911 infrastructure and then coming up on a map that anything from the phone you use to the carrier or service you use, we may not know where you're at. And it may even show on our system that you're across the parish from where you're at. So that's why we started a campaign several months back on Know Your Location. Now, though, our board has graciously seen where the Smart 911 system can be a tremendous asset to all the members of our community. This is free of charge. So, Ed, I'm here to say you something today for free. It don't cost you anything. It does not cost the responders that help you anything. 911 board has totally picked up the fees to have this service brought to you.
In case of someone that doesn't have a landline or cell phone, how do that work?
Well, first of all, let me say that this is not Smart 911. You can register your landline phone and your cell phones and everybody's phones within your household. So it's not just for the cell phone, but it brings tremendous amount of information to our responders. Now, if the people do not have a phone of any type in their house, that would be kind of hard because, of course, it'd probably depend on a neighbor or someone to call 911 for them.
Okay.
If it's, maybe it's possible if, say if your parents live in like a mother-in-law apartment next to your house, they don't have a phone, maybe you can associate them with your telephones at the main house so that you can still put the information on there.
Okay.
And one other thing I'd like to bring up, Ed, is the fact that you go on to www.smart911.com and you sign in and you register. We don't register for you. You register yourself. You put in there your pictures of yourself, your loved ones, your family members, all pictures of your house. You can put in there about your car. You could put medical conditions, what medicines you're on, what medical conditions you have. If you're hearing impaired or speech impaired, you can put that in there. And Ed, the reason why we don't just ask, we kind of beg, you know, for people to fill out the entire profile, because it helps us help you, is how we say it. All the firemen, the policemen, and the people on the EMS, the ambulances, on their smartphones can bring up, when we give them a special code, can bring up your profile. Now, that's the only time somebody can look at your profile. We can't just go in and say, well, I'm going to see what Ed registered for himself. Unless you call 911, we can't bring it up. So, but the people on scene can get there and see what your medical condition is if you're passed out, because you can't tell them nothing at that point. They have your medicines listed in case they need to take you to the hospital. If you hear someone, your wife or daughter or someone, or, okay, in my case, even me, if I hear somebody breaking in my house and I'm hiding under the bed and scared to talk, now you can text to 911. Not only that, if you've signed up, you could also text to the policeman outside your house to tell him, I'm in the bedroom in the back of my house and I hear the guy going through the stuff in the kitchen. And you can put a floor plan of your house on there to where now the policeman also knows where the bedroom and the kitchen is. I've been in emergency response in the parish since I was 16 years old. And I'm going to be honest, this program has answered every question that I could think of to ask it so far as how it could help a person, one of our customers, one of our citizens. And again, people have the idea nowadays, well, great, Dennis wants me to put more information on a computer and Big Brother or someone can see it. Well, Ed, I find that a majority of the people nowadays put their kids' pictures on Facebook every day and don't think twice about it, you know. They might put other pictures on there they don't think twice about, but let's leave those off. They may, if you've ever been to a doctor, all your medical information is on a computer. If you've ever got a prescription, all your information is on a computer. If you've ever had anything to do with the state license for your car and stuff, it's on a computer. It's no financial information whatsoever asked. It's simply the information that can help you or your loved ones in the time of an emergency. I've seen the time where we've gone, when I was a responder, and we went to people's house to help somebody. The family was there. They were so distraught that they couldn't even tell you the people's names, much less what their mom's prescriptions were or anything else. And that's probably normal a lot of times. You know, we all get upset. This way, it helps the responders help you, and in turn, it might make a bad day better.
Okay. What about speaking, going out speaking to groups?
Right now, again, this is something else that we'd really like to get out to the public. We are ready, willing, and able to go speak anywhere, anytime, about the Smart 911 or about 911 in general. Right now, we're trying to push home to sign up for Smart 911. When we go out, we'll even bring laptops and a Wi-Fi device to where people on the spot could actually start signing up for Smart 911. If they need assistance, if they don't have a computer at their house, for example, our people will let them have one and assist them in getting in. Not necessarily that they have to give us the information, but we'll assist them with working the computer as much as possible also. Any church groups, any Kiwanis, Rotary, Lions, Chamber of Commerce, anyone, anywhere, we're happy to come speak and explain the benefits of Smart 911. And again, it's free. That's the best part.
How many employees do you all have?
Right now we have 13 full-time that work in the back. There's 3 of us in the administration, and we have several part-time people. We have 3 people on duty around the clock with a 4th position 7 days a week between 11 in the morning and 7 at night. That's our busiest times. And they do an extremely great job. I give them the credit where credit's due, where sometimes people may see or hear that Dennis is a director or this, that, the other. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a Tangipahoa 911. So I give credit to all of our people for the jobs they do and the care they show.
What is the busiest time for you all?
Normally, the busiest time is between Wednesdays and Saturday, Tuesdays and Saturdays, from 11 in the morning to 7 at night. You would think like weekends and things like that, but it's normally between Tuesdays and Saturdays from 11 to 7.
What about holidays?
Holidays generally peak up a little bit with a number of different reasons. Maybe you have more people on the road. You have more people gathering together, more families that get a little bit closer, maybe they should. But it's usually holidays do peak up a little bit for our people.
I'm just glancing at the brochure. I said, see here when a child go missing.
Mm-hmm.
You all participate in that?
If somebody was to call and had Smart 911 and had signed up for Smart 911 and their child went missing, we could actually send a picture of that child to everybody, all the law enforcement in that area within just a matter of a couple of minutes. I've had a lot of people in the law enforcement tell me anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes is what it takes them now to get a picture, say, of a child to some of their units out on the road. Now, with their cell phones, everybody, and the code we give them, everybody in law enforcement could actually pull that child's picture up in a matter of minutes, a couple of minutes. And not only that, but they could pull up the child's medical profile as well. Or if the child goes missing, or if we have an elderly parent or grandparent with us who have a cell phone and we can't find them, we get worried, you call 911 and give us their phone number, we can actually ping it, what we call ping it, and give you the location of that person that's wanted off from the house. So it's, again, and every 6 months they send you a reminder to update your information. So we should have information that's no more than 6 months old if the people participate properly.
So they would have to upgrade their information every 6 months?
Yes, sir. If something needs to be changed, a child's picture would probably change. Things such as medical conditions may change. You may have bought a new car. You may have moved. Some people think about moving, but they don't think about, 911 knowing their address.
Yeah.
So,
Mr. DeRosa, it's been nice talking with you, and this time is up. And thanks for being on the show.
so thank y'all very much, and anything we can do, let us know.
We'll be back shortly. Welcome back. For this half of the show, we're going to be talking with Ms. Debbie Flemings, Executive Director of the Council of Aging. She's going to tell us about all the good things that she's providing for our senior citizens. Welcome to the show, Ms.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for inviting me. I love talking about the Council on Aging. You might not have enough time.
Well, we'll do what we can.
Okay.
Okay, tell us something about the council.
The Council on Aging a law was passed in 1965 called the Older Americans Act that said every state, every parish, every county would provide certain services for its elderly residents. And they set it at 60. I guess in 1965, 60 was old. Nowadays, it's not. It's getting younger every day.
I agree with you.
But the services, basic services that we are supposed to provide are well-balanced meals, home-delivered meals, transportation, and just in general, kind of look over the elderly population of our parish and make sure that if we can help somebody, we do. So the Council on Aging in Tangipahoa Parish provides senior citizen centers. Kentwood, Amite, Independence, Hammond, and Ponchatoula all have a senior citizen center close enough where people can come in during the day, get a well-balanced hot meal Monday through Friday. We have transportation to go pick them up at their house, bring them to the center, give them that well-balanced hot meal, some socialization, bingo, information and assistance. We will have Mr. Dennis DeRoos from 911 come talk about the smartphone information that he has, and we just provide them with valuable information to them as well as that valuable meal. For some people, it's not about the food. It's about the being around other people and getting that information. We don't want them to be at home alone, depressed. We want them to come out and have fun and realize how important they still are. We value the elderly population. We love them. We want them to be happy and healthy. And our mission is that we help them remain independent and in their own homes as long as possible. We also provide exercise at those senior centers. For those who can move, you know, they say use it or lose it. So we try to get them to get up and move at whatever pace they can. We don't want to hurt anybody by doing aerobic exercises or making them do aerobic exercises, but we try to exercise. We have a computer class at our Hammond Center, art class, just bingo, Bible study, whatever the people want to do, and that well-balanced hot meal. And as I mentioned, we do provide transportation to the center. We will also transport them to the doctor, our drugstore, grocery store. They just call 748-6016 and schedule a ride. They can say, I need to go to the doctor next Wednesday. Can you take me? We'll go to their house, pick them up. The vehicles are wheelchair equipped, so if they're in a wheelchair on a walker, they can still ride, and we'll get them where they need to go.
What about some of the seniors that feel like to do their own shopping?
Yes. We do arrange trips like to Walmart. We'll say next Wednesday we're making a trip from Amite Senior Center to the Amite Walmart, maybe, if that's what they need. And we'll go leave them there for about an hour, let them enjoy their shopping and get what they need, and then we'll take them home. And we also provide home-delivered meals for the homebound, those people who are bedridden or just maybe had surgery and can't get up and get out. We can temporarily provide a well-balanced meal for them. Those are frozen. We have 2 ladies and 1 van who all day, every day, rain, hail, sleet, or snow, they're out delivering meals. And they're just such awesome, awesome employees. If they wake up and they don't feel so good in the morning, they can say, oh, I don't think I want to go to work today. I don't feel good. But they know if they don't work, people don't eat. So the staff of the Council on Aging is just awesome and wonderful and caring, and it's a mission for them. And there are 3 parts to the transportation service. Because the Council on Aging wanted to get people, seniors, to the doctor and where they needed to go, we applied for funding through the State Department of Transportation, but that funding said you have to take anybody, any age, anywhere within the parish, which is fine. We love doing that, and we can do that. We will do that. Anybody can call us and schedule a ride. The problem for some people is if they are not 60 years old, it's $9 one way. That's the cost to provide the trip. But
To where?
anywhere within Tangipahoa Parish. We are the public transit system for Tangipahoa Parish. The parish government is the applicant to DOTD, and the Council on Aging is the designee. We're the service provider. And within that service, we have 7 years ago, we created a deviated fixed route within the city limits of Hammond. The mayor and the city council stepped up and said, we need to provide public transportation for our residents. So we spend 7 hours a day, Monday through Friday, in 1 hour loops around Hammond. And of course, it's not perfect for everybody. It doesn't go down everybody's street, but it covers the city.
if you're going within the city,
Right.
it's still $9.
No, that city bus, because the city pays the $9, it's a 50-cent fare. You can
Okay.
get on at a bus stop and put your 50 cents in the little box and ride for an hour and get off where you need to go and come back and just for 50 cents every time you get on the bus. But the city pays the $9. And recently, I'm proud to say, the city of Ponchatoula stepped up and is doing the same thing. We're about a month into the Ponchatoula route. So it's not quite settled yet. Our timing's off a little bit, but we're working on it.
Yeah, 'cause I see all the bus stop signs around Ponchatoula, and they just every obvious too. You can't miss.
That's good. Good. I'm glad to hear that.
See all around town,
Yes.
and 'cause I know the mayor said that it was working on the bus route.
Yeah.
I happened to have him on my show, and he mentioned
Oh,
it.
good.
And next thing we knew, we saw bus signs around town.
Oh, yes. I'm really happy with the city and so proud that, but Mayor Zappia wants to, and the city council wants to provide services that the citizens need. And this was one of those things that just kept coming up. Every meeting I would go to about the needs of the people, transportation was one of them. And as I said, it's not perfect for everybody. It doesn't work for everybody. There are some rules and we have some regulations and we can't do it any other way. We just do the best we can with what we have and hope that it helps a lot of people. And I feel like it does.
I think it does. And we have a lot of seniors who have to wait on the ride, a relative or a friend until they get off of work,
Right.
take them to school.
Yes, and they feel like they're a burden. And we
Yes,
want them to know
yeah.
they are not a burden. They're
Now
they're a
they-
treasure.
Now they can catch the bus.
Yes, and be independent. But seniors can anyway. The seniors don't have to ride the city buses, the 50 cent. They don't have to wait for the bus at the bus stop. They can just call our transportation phone number and just get a ride. Tell us I need to go to the doctor next week and go wherever they need to go. And one of the beautiful things about the Hammond and the city buses, they both turn around at North Oaks. So if you live in Ponchatoula and you want to go take a class at Southeastern, you can get off the bus at North Oaks, get off the Ponchatoula bus, and get on the Hammond bus, and it'll take you to Southeastern,
Oh, that's great.
Monday through Friday.
That's great. Recently, I was talking to some of the black elected officials, North Shore black elected officials. I was in that meeting, and they were saying that we have a lot of people from this area goes over into Covington to the hospital. And they said that they was talking about getting the bus route from Covington over here, where the people can catch the bus here, and then I don't know where they'll make the connection at, and then they would get on the bus and then they would go there. How is that a match?
We are in talks and meetings with Washington Parish, St. Tammany Parish, and Tangipahoa Parish. We see a need and a benefit to crossing those parish lines, and the three of us working together to get people into different parishes. A lot of people in Washington Parish and St. Tammany need to come to Hammond, to North Oaks, or Independence, to Loudoun County, to our hospitals, Hood and Amite. There are hospitals and medical facilities here that a lot of people do come from St. Tammany Parish to. And we have some people who go to St. Tammany Parish to their doctor. So we want to be able to get people where they need to go so they can see the doctor they're most comfortable with and that they want to go to. So yeah, we're in negotiations with them. And the problem is the money. Somebody has to pay for it, and we hadn't hit on that yet. We hadn't been able to find that pot of gold just yet, but we're looking.
That's mean that the State Department going to have to come in with
Somebody.
Somebody.
There's some other opportunities, possibly the Workforce Commission. We know that people want to get to work, and there may be some funding available through some sort of job programs that could be used. The State Department of Transportation has something they call Job Access Reverse Commute. We call it JARC, and we may get involved in that. We're trying to figure it out. But any money that comes from the state has a match, 50% match. So that's why it only costs $9. The cost of the trip to operate these big vehicles is actually $18, but the State Department of Transportation pays 50% of that cost. So the cost to the rider is only $9.
The program in Hammond and throughout Chancellorsville Parish, that's been going on for quite some time.
Yes.
It's working.
Oh,
good.
absolutely. I've been director for 22 years, and I just love it. I love the Council on Aging. I love my job, and even when I hate it, I love it. I just love it. So because I love working with the seniors, they have so much to offer. They are so wonderful and wise and just teach us so much and help us so much. And they tell us how much we help them. And that really feels good to know that you've helped somebody with some issue they may have. Help them get something to eat. We have a little homemaker service, there's a waiting list for it. So we have some other services, and we just try to find out what people need, and if there's any way we can help them, we do. If we can't, we try to refer them to someone who can.
I know I'll be talking to some seniors. They tell me they like to go out and square dance.
Oh, yes, they do. They like to dance. And when we have an opportunity, we take a trip to a meeting in Gonzales every fall. And they usually have a band. It's a 10-parish district meeting. So people from 10 different parishes all get together at this big old meeting. We have a blast. And we dance. I can't dance, but I do. And it's really fun. We just have a good time, and it feels good. And it's an outing that we enjoy doing.
Miss Debbie, you're running out of time.
Uh-oh.
And it was nice having you on the show.
Thank you.
And looking forward to having you back again.
Thank you.
Hope to see you next time on The Ed Show. That's all we have. I'm Ed Pond.